Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. Real quick housekeeping. This video will be about the Spurs and Kawhi Leonard and his return to San Antonio. But make sure you guys are following me on all the social medias, Twitter, Instagram. We do have a Fanatic Perspective Facebook page. You guys go on there and follow us. I will have all the links, and I try to put them on every video, but I need to start promoting and announcing these things. Twitter and all these types of things. I want to engage with you guys more as the channel continues to grow. There are different things I want to do on different social media platforms. Instagram, well, we want to start having like little 30-second, 1-minute takes just to, on quick hitting news that comes out there that may not warrant a full YouTube video, if you will. So, like I said, make sure you guys are following us on all social media platforms, as we continue to prepare content for y'all. But anyway, I want to talk about my Spurs today and the return of Kawhi Leonard. I had said on Instagram earlier today, it's going to be a very emotional night. And it was. It was channeled in a very positive way by the Spurs. I thought their organization handled things masterfully. I myself, as a guy who watched Kawhi Leonard get drafted from San Diego State, when the Pacers drafted him, we traded an asset in George Hill, and things turned around and turned into him and what's now Dallas Bertans. Watching him develop from a 3-and-D guy to an all-star to one of the best players in the NBA, two-way players, that we've seen. And, the saga and everything, I was obviously hurt by it. It's been tough to even talk about it and make videos about it. But I'm back to the point now, especially with what happened tonight, having to some degree an idea of closure. I was at the point, I'll say this, hey, I don't care if people boo or cheer or whatever. If I was there, depending on my alcohol intake, I might boo, who knows. But just the way the Kawhi Leonard has the right not to tell his side of the story on his issues and why he left, the fans have every right as paying customers. And I love what Kenny and Charles said earlier, as paying customers to boo him as well. It goes both ways. So they show up, you purchase a ticket. He's on the opposing team now. He didn't want to be here. It's not even as if he left as a free agent or and exercised his free right. He was under contract. There was a dispute allegedly about injuries. He decided that he was going to shut it down. He decided he wasn't going to adhere, even when he was going to be healthy and was cleared. He decided not to adhere to the contract. And that is just blatantly somebody saying, I don't want to be here. I do not want to be a part of this organization, which sucks considering the amount of success we've had and how close we even came to another championship after we won. And just the culture that we've had with Tim Duncan and trying to pass that on to him, bringing in a LaMarcus Aldridge, having, Manu Ginobili's last season as a Spur muddled with that stuff. Tony Parker's last season as a Spur muddled with that stuff. Guys that served a long time in a stellar organization. So, all that being said, I at first I texted my buddies, I was like, I don't want him to have a tribute video. We can do one for Danny Green, and I hope he gets a standing O. But for Kawhi, yeah. But once they did show the video, it was very, very well done. One thing I did not consider as a fan was the community outreach that both those guys had, and it did channel feelings of gratitude and thankfulness, not just for Danny Green, but also for Kawhi Leonard. But I like the way it was handled. Hey, we are gonna be hard on you now that you're back, but we do appreciate what you've done in furthering our program until we got into it. Obviously, the Spurs channeled their emotions beautifully. This was a Greg Popovich special, and the guy that took over and the lost person in all this was DeMar DeRozan, and he came out there and had his handprints all over this game on both sides of the floor. You know, defensively, there was times where he met Kawhi Leonard at the rim, forcing him travels, getting his hands in the passing lanes, and then you see his development as a basketball player, running our offense, setting up other guys, leveraging penetration, driving kicks. We've been shooting the ball a lot better this year. Just having somebody to initiate things and somebody that can create, not just for themselves but for others, has been light and day for us this year. So what we lost defensively last year, we have picked up on in our shooting and offensively. Derek White, and that was the other thing about this game. Derek White and Bryn Forbes, the development of these young guards. We saw even Lonnie Walker's NBA debut tonight, and the fourth one of those guys will be DeJounte Murray when he comes back next season. So the development of these guards, and it was a Spurs story tonight, because even if you look at Kawhi Leonard on the other end, after the game he comes and has that conversation with Greg Popovich and Chip England, our shooting coach, who was so instrumental in Kawhi Leonard's development. Hours, you know, a lifetime of period shooting and correcting his motion, and helping him become the player he's become. And he's done that with so many of our young players over the years. Chip England is one of the unsung heroes in the Spurs organization, and that was why he was there. He's very rarely ever shown at these games, and he's there. His presence is always felt. And he's always working with these guys, and he's working with Lonnie, he's working with Derek, he's working with Brent. Trust me, you can see it in their games. But just that appreciation from Kawhi Leonard tells you everything you need to know about the impact that Chip has had on the Spurs organization. So, the Spurs, things are coming together for them quite nicely with how they're developing these guys. There's really not a whole lot of pressure on them, but just to make the playoffs and try to make some noise in a very tight Western Conference where there's not a whole lot of separation between teams. One of the reasons why I'm making this video late is I just finished watching the Rockets and Golden State Overtime Classic, where James Harden, who's trying to run away with now with his second MVP, he's definitely the front runner now, especially after tonight and what he's been doing over the last month with Chris Paul injured and Eric Gordon out. So, guys, right now you just see the Spurs and what they're able to do. Getting DeMar DeRozan right now is fully integrated, and I know he's not going to be able to play with that energy every single night, but it's really cool to see that he's now our guy. And be honest with you, you can tell he embraces being a Spur, and you can tell just personality-wise is a better fit. He's seems to play better with LaMarcus. And just has a great feel, as great as Kawhi Leonard was, and especially in isolation, and his shooting efficiency through the charts. And we're not going to ever get that from DeMar in terms of that level of efficiency. But, in terms of how DeMar plays with his teammates, leveraging pick and rolls, and some of the things he does to get himself to the free throw line as well, is really, really beneficial and needed for the Spurs offense, especially considering where we were last season. We were still a 47-win team. So, as a Spurs fan, it was a bittersweet night. But anytime we're able to get a blowout victory over a team as good as Toronto, I know Kyle Lowry didn't play, but overall, just a team as good as Toronto, it's huge. So I'll take it. You guys let me know in the comments how you guys felt about the tribute video, how you guys felt about Kawhi's return, and DeMar DeRozan, and how you feeling with him as a Spur thus far in his first season here in San Antonio. So appreciate you guys as always. Like I said, remember to follow me on all social medias. Hit that like button, and be back with more content as always. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.